What's going on, guys? I'm Mike Pouncey, former center for the Miami Dolphins. I'm here with Coach Fred and my brother Marquise Pouncey, former center for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let you guys know that Twin P is official liquor, the Common Man Podcast. Bottoms up, Twin P, best. Gotta drink some more.
Yes. We are in here. Sunday night conversation. Something I think we're going to start to really do, along with some other stuff as well. We got a lineup coming down the pike, man. We really do. Again, man, thank you guys for coming in on this Sunday. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're right here with your boy, man. CM Podcast. We doing a little something. I don't know how to quite crop the look, so you got to go with me right now. My guy hadn't really taught me that part of it yet, but we'll correct that a little bit later. But right now, man, we into it. You know what we do, as we like to thank our sponsor of the show, man, Twin P Whiskey. And like we like to start saying now, if you're drinking an old fashioned and you're not drinking an old fashioned made with Twin P Whiskey, then you're just old fashioned. Yeah, I just made that up right there. That's our slogan. That's what we're going with. No doubt, man. And as we let the people come in, you know how we start every show, as we have to get that Twin P ready to go, man, to make sure that it's an awesome deal. Thank y'all again, Twin P. Y'all know who y'all are. Here's to a great show. Not going to keep you long, but we're going to try to get into it. See what we can get going on. You know what I'm talking about? Yay. Yeah, come on in. Sunday, man. Y'all come on in. Hang out with your boy for a little bit, man. I ain't going to keep you long. I ain't going to keep you long at all, man. As you can see, right here, man, pretty excited about it. Got my got a surprise, man, before we get into it. It's not really a surprise. It was a surprise to me. With the Twin P, must be 21 and up to purchase, 21 and older to drink. And as we get ready to get into the cigar game, must be 18 or older to purchase tobacco as well. Drink and smoke responsibly if you choose to do so. Had to get that out there. They say we're becoming official, so we got to make sure we make those announcements, right? No doubt about it. Again, man, appreciate y'all for coming in. As we get started, I got a nice surprise. So I've been handling some business within the job realm as assistant head coach where I work at. I was asked to do something this weekend, went and did it, had a great time doing it. And I come home and my great friends over at Michelob Ultra, must be 21 and up to purchase, drink responsibly, sent me some stuff, man. Super stoked about it. We've worked together in the past. I don't know if you guys have seen, if you go back and look on my Instagram, you'll see that they've sent me a golf bag like I'm on a tour. Looks absolutely great. It looks way better than my golf game, but they've worked with me on that. They've sent me some threads. I actually have a chair from the NBA bubble. LeBron actually sat in this chair in the NBA bubble, their championship year. Yeah. It's official. So, they've worked with me in the past. We've worked together. We've done good things, man, big things. Shout out to my people over there at Ultra for rocking with your boy. Hold on, hold on, one thing. Yeah. We're live. So I come home from handling business. I got a box. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes, man, that lady with the same last name as me and that little girl in there of mine, I know the UPS guy. I know the FedEx guy. They stop by all the time, dropping off things to them. And this time it was a box dropped off for me. So it's one of those deals, man, where I was kind of excited. Uh, Talked about it, got it right here. So we're going to open this thing up together. First thing I see on the box is do not use a knife. First thing I grab is a very sharp knife. Let's see what's in the box real quick. Y'all rock with me. Hold on. Here we go. We're going to get into the show here in a second, but let's see what's in the box. Finally had a box dropped off at the crib for me. As we rip it open, man, I don't know if y'all can see that right there. Yeah, it's a Yeti. Built for the wild, baby. And we're looking to do some things with Yeti as well, man. Hopefully they figure out how they want to work that as well. So yeah, we got some big things coming down the pike, man. Trust me. And again, thank you guys for tuning in. So let's see what exactly we got right here. It's a Yeti. Sorry about that. I may have to move. Let me see if I can pull it out without doing all this. Oh snap! I don't know if y'all can see that, man. See you guys can see it. Let me know. As I'm unboxing Michelob Ultra. Yeti cooler Michelob Ultra, man. Yeti official. Again, we're trying to do some things with Yeti as well. 35, the cooler you need. Yeah, Ultra, come through. Come through for your boy. Something rattling on the inside. Let's see what this is. Oh, snap. Owner kit, just in case, you don't know how to use a cooler. The tray to put things in the cooler. Now, this is unique. I've never seen this before. Little thank you note or whatever. Let's see what it says owner kit. But I guess they're trying to tell you how to take care of your cooler. Is that what an owner kit is? See if we can get this out of here in front of everybody, man. Yo, this is dope. This is super dope, man. Thank you. Michelob Ultra. Let's continue to work together, baby. Let's continue to work together, baby. This is big time. Little old fella like myself. Yep, I'm gonna have to register my cooler. I didn't even know you could register coolers. Did y'all know that? Got to register for my cooler. Register. Yeti sticker. Got to figure out where I'm gonna put that on the cooler. Name tag. Yeah, ain't no bar in this cooler. Ain't no bar in this cooler, baby. Yeah, man. Been at it. Summer work. Our kids are back, and been on a little award tour as Q-Tip and them said back in the day, with a mic in my hand. Been all over the place, man, plus vacation, things like that. I hope you guys be patient with us as we continue to work through. But again, man, shout out to Michelob Ultra for joining the crew. They also sent the koozie, but as my dad says, if you got to use the koozie or the, I think that's the way you say it, or the little metal Yeti to keep your drink cool, you're drinking wrong. Must be 21 and up to purchase or drink. Must be 18 and up to purchase or smoke cigars. Big shout out to Spring Street Cigars, Hattiesburg. Man, my guy Teddy over there, appreciate you as well all the time, taking care of me, man, getting on with the movement, encouraging, and just moving me forward, man, in the game, man. I appreciate you, Teddy. Man, y'all go give Spring Street Cigars over in Hattiesburg. They're on IG, Spring Street, Hattiesburg. Hit them up. You can call them. They do ship, so anything you want that they have in their humidor, they will ship it to you with that order. So, yeah, rocking that, man, and kind of going from there. And, man, that was the show. That was the start of it. But there's more to it, man. We got people in. Thank you guys for tuning in again. And just a couple things, man, being out in Houston this past long weekend, and listening and watching what's going on in the sports world, because, that's what we say we want to do on this channel. We want to be involved in the HBCU circuit, the health circuit, and things like that. Mr. Kincaid, what's going on, brother? And one of the big things going on in sports right now is the beef with my guy RC. What up, yo? And RG3. And the whole thing is around Angel Reese, WNBA player. You'd have to be on the rock not to know those names per se. And again, we don't talk anything other than football, HBCU, health here on the Common Man podcast, on the CM podcast. But what I wanted to touch on with the Sunday conversation was that, when we initially found sports, man, as little kids, the race part of it was erased, was erased. It didn't matter if my guy, Scott Allred, whom I hadn't talked to in decades, but Scott Allred was a very good athlete, very fast. But Scott Allred was white, right? It didn't matter. We picking Scott Allred, you know what I mean? And, fast forward to adulthood, sports has still always been that. Always been that. It's the one place that supposed to be the one place where you can go where your race, your religion, your financial status, your upbringing, your home life, whatever, it doesn't matter, because in sports, the only goal is coming together, team sports, the only goal is coming together and creating something for the greater good of the team, which is winning, right? And I don't know how we've gotten to this point now to where it's not about that anymore. Or we're trying to make it to the point of where it's not about that. And we can't allow that to happen. And that's the only reason we're kind of touching on it, kind of talking about it right now, is because sports is the great, how do you want to put it? Sports is the great cookout. It's the barbecue. Sports is where everybody comes together, man. It don't matter, who you worship. It don't matter what you listen to. It don't matter who you think is superior. It don't matter, right? Sports is supposed to weave us all together. And at the rate that we're trying to get it to, for whatever reason, we're trying to undo that fabric. And so much is going on in the sports world. That's one thing that we don't need to undo, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, and I use my team, the Lakers. At the end of the day, I still need Luka to function with LeBron, to function with AR-15, to function with Hachimura, to function with J.R. Redick, to get the win. The Washington Redskins / Commanders. I still need Jaden Daniels to communicate with Cliff Kingsbury to get it done with the guys up front, to get it done with the guys on defense. We still need that, right? So we can't continue to try to throw the big divide in sports. And I'll bring it full circle. For me, in the sector that I work in, HBCU, where I work, our running backs coach is a hell of a running backs coach. And he's produced some of the best backs in the league year after year after year after year. And none of those backs look like him, but all those backs respect him. All those backs try to do exactly what he asked them to do. And when they do it, they're very successful. Very successful. You know, he's put 2 guys in the NFL since, you know, he's been there, and he don't look like them. But you know the one thing they have in common? The one thing they have in common is that football and the end goal. That's the one thing they have in common, right? And he also has a degree from an HBCU. And, you know, my guy, shout out to my guy, RB. You know what I mean? Shout out to him. We have not only him, but we have other coaches that may not look like the majority of our team. But we also have guys sprinkled within our team that may not look like the majority. But guess what? They're all interchanged. They are all together. It's one team. It's one goal. It's one common goal. And sports is what brought those guys together. We have guys from Minnesota. We have guys from Tampa, Florida. We have guys from where is he from? Iowa. We have guys from Miami. And you can kind of guess where the guys from Miami to Iowa to Minnesota to Kansas to Florida, you can kind of guess, you know, their upbringing and where they're from, so to speak. But the one common thing that brought us all together was sports, man. And we got to make sure that we hold on to that. We got to hold that in the utmost sacred place. You know, me and my guy, Zach, Blue Bloods, we came together. Zach is awesome, man. He's the guy that encouraged me, pushed me, man. Hey, look, I reached out to him, true enough, but he's the one guy like, man, coach, yeah, we can do this, man. You know, you're pretty good at this. Let's keep going. Let's hone the skills. I think we got something. Sports, you know, and, you know, I think that's the one thing that we can all kind of hang our hat on. Sports, there's music, but I think sports trumps anything when we're talking about bringing the masses together, no matter the color, no matter the religion, no matter the economic background. I think sports is the one thing that trumps it all and brings us all together. And we got to hold that, guys. We've got to do our part in making sure that we do that to the utmost to bring it forward. Man, I'm in the comments, man. I see a guy. What up, JH? Mr. Major, man, thank you. Appreciate it. We're transitioning out of that. Again, one time for my guy over at Spring Street Cigars, Hattiesburg. I told him I would light it up for the show, man. Again, I appreciate it. Must be 18 and up to purchase tobacco, smoke. Must be 21 and up to drink. And when you do drink, if you're 21 and up, let's be responsible with it, right? All right. If there's anything you guys want to talk about outside of what we're talking about, drop it in the chat, man. Let's do it. We're about 20 minutes in. We got between the people that I can see, we are right at 150 type people in here. Again, man, talk to me. I'll talk back. But this Sunday conversation, man, Sunday vibes, man, we just kind of going. Had a few things, man. Again, shout out to my folks over at Michelob Ultra. Of course, my people at Twin P for the sponsorship, man. Couldn't do it without you guys. Appreciate it. Nut Huggers. We go follow Nut Huggers Apparel on IG. Tell them I sent you. Guys, you owe it to yourselves. Ladies, you owe it to your guys to make sure that they get their nuts hugged daily with Nut Huggers Apparel. There we go. Yeah, no doubt, man. We just coming up with it. Again, sports is the one common divider, man. I mean, the one common denominator that brings us all together. All right? Brings us all together, and we got to hold on to that no matter the cost. Got to hold on to that. Transitioning, man. You know, just talking about the things that are hot. Been in Houston, the long weekend, doing some work for my employer, and we had a great time with what was going on. And this one here goes out to, this is more for the parents of my young athletes. The people that have hands on the younger athletes, man. We've got to make sure that we're doing things and pointing them in the right direction to keep them safe. You know, keep them safe. Coach, what you mean, keep them safe? Keep them safe from themselves. Coach, what you mean, keep them safe from themselves? A young man that played at the community college that I used to work at a while back, Pierre Paul, had a very, very promising career. And it still was a really, do not get it twisted. He still had a really, really great career. But his career was on the up, right? And he had a mishap with fireworks and speculation, reports, all that stuff came out that he blew off several fingers on his hand. He plays defensive end. Playing football, guess what we have to use a lot? You know, I don't know if you can see that one. Playing receiver, that one there just does not, it just doesn't move. I mean, it's always leaning to the left, right? But I have it. And the fireworks blew off, allegedly, several fingers, you know, off of one of his hands. And he had to take some time. Again, you know, he did come back, play in the league, but it wasn't, I go out on a limb and say it wasn't at the same level as he left before that injury, right? And we just had the same thing, and I was kind of kicking myself. See, I want to look into Coach Lucas. I don't know if y'all remember him, and I may be dating myself, but Coach Lucas had a facility back in the day where he would try to help troubled athletes get their lives back on, man, that Florida almost came out, get their lives back on track with this facility where whether it was drugs, you know, legal troubles, whatever it was, Coach Lucas Sr., John Lucas, you know, was known for that. We had franchises that would have problems with guys and they would send them. And that, you know, that's kind of what I want to do. It's kind of what I want to get into. because at the end of the day, I think I've seen a lot, I've heard a lot, been around a lot, done a lot, and the knowledge that we have as older people in the sports world, you would think would be able to help someone. Again, you're not going to be able to reach everybody. I get it. But the end goal is always try to save. If there's 10, the end goal is to try to save 10, right? But we all know that you're not going to be able to reach and save 10. But if you reach and save 3 out of that 10, man, it was worth it. So I go on to say that because right before the fourth, I had the thought about, Pierre, and I wanted to make the post to make sure my high school guys, make sure my college guys understood that they needed to keep themselves safe. I get it. Have a great time with the fourth, with the family, with the fireworks, but understand what you're using, understand how to use them, and keep yourself safe. Keep your people around you safe. Keep yourself out of harm's way, especially my high school guys that are trying to transcend, especially my college guys that are trying to get to that next level. And, I was kicking myself because I didn't make the post. I didn't say anything about it. And I wasn't thinking about the pro level guys, but those guys, younger guys as well, need reminders on, hey man, it's the 4th of July. Always remember, never forget. And then that way they go out and go through their day and, okay, if we want to have a big fireworks show where we have to dig a hole because we have that type of fireworks, we should probably hire somebody that has experience with that type of firework. You know what I mean? Not like me digging a 4-foot hole to put the big canisters in and have the major fireworks that you see, right? I don't know anything about that. I like that firecracker and I'm up out of there. My grandgirls, they absolutely love it, right? But I'm a nervous parent and all that. I'm a nervous grandparent and all that. Like, nah, y'all stand back here. Let somebody else do that. You know what I mean? But they want to be involved. They got their sparkler. They've got their incense. It's not an incense, but it's a lighter, whatever it is, the stick where you light it and it's supposed to give you the extension to do it and get away. But they want to do all that as well. But it's like, nah, baby, you can't do that. Just stand and watch it if this is what you want to do, right? But our guys and girls, high school age, college age, and we were the same way. Everybody feels invincible. Everybody feels like that's not going to happen to them. Everybody feels like in that moment they would know what to do and they would handle it. And then, you throw in different factors and different things. And before you know it, we have the Mr. Harris incident, who's headed to another team and supposedly has an eye injury. It's being reported that he'll be ready for, training camp. Hope and pray for him that that's the case. But think of how wrong that could have went. 1 inch right, 1 inch left, or whatever it was. But when you talk about your eyes and you talk about playing sports, I think you need both of them. Now, we've had people that play sports with, vision imparities or whatever. But, for a football player, I think you're a better player with 2 eyes, so to speak. But again, and that could have been something that was life-threatening. But we have to make sure that the people that are involved, that whether it's the parents, aunt, uncle, 7-on-7 coach, whoever is involved with the kids, man, we've got to make sure that they are keeping themselves safe. We got to keep them safe from themselves. We got to help them keep themselves away and out of harm's danger. The scooters are really big right now. Hey, man, that's cool. But let's make sure we're doing that in a safe manner. We're not trying to jump 10 flights of stairs on an electric scooter. Nothing good can come from that. You might land it once and it might be a viral moment. But the second time you tried, now you've got your shin bone pointing out your skin. When that could have been avoided. So we want to make sure that we are being a reminder, being a constant in those guys' lives of keeping them safe from themselves, pointing out those things, making sure they understand that, inch. How did he say in coming to not coming to America? Any given Sunday, an inch or two this way, or an inch or two that way. We got to make sure they understand that those inches are real life inches. Real life situations, and we got to make sure they understand that, and we've got to help them with that, right? So that's on that subject, man. If you got more on that subject, man, hit it up, tap in with it, man. We are rolling tonight. Sunday conversation, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Coach Lucas used to be the USBL team based in Miami. Coach Whitney coached the team located in Biloxi. Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you. Yeah, Coach Dave Whitney, R.I.P. No doubt. But Coach Lucas ran that facility, man, and he tried to save a lot of guys, man. He tried to point them, tried to get them out of their own way, and I think sometimes people like Coach Lucas who don't have anything invested other than trying to help you be the best version of you is really, really big to have in your life, man. Especially, you hear so many conversations with the pro athlete, maybe more so from the guys that are retired, older, telling the younger guys that you can't have a lot of yes people around you in your circle. You got to have somebody to be able to tell you no, right? And I think that's what we need to be able to be for our younger guys, high school, college, because they're all looking for the same thing. I mean, let's just be honest. They're all looking for a good time. I mean, I'd be lying to tell you if I told you that we weren't looking for a good time, having a good time, but at the same token, the life wasn't the same as it is for these guys now. There's so much more than what we had when we were coming up through college, high school, and things like that. You could go back and look to your area. I challenge everybody that's listening to this, go back and look in your area and see how many new high schools are in your area from when you graduated high school. And that'll tell you a lot about how much times have changed. That'll tell you a lot about how much times have changed, because the areas have grown. Life has changed completely. Communications, like back when we were coming up, that bag phone. We were laughing the other day at the cafeteria, me and a couple other coaches. You had that cell phone, and there was 3 different plans. There was after 7, after 8, after 9. If you were like me and you didn't have that money, it was after 9 when you did get your cell phone. After 9, 901, call me all you want. 8:30, save that till 901. If you're middle of the pack, you might have had somebody back in the crib helping you. Then you got that 801 free nights and weekends. If you were really doing it, and you might have had both your people in your life, so to speak, you had that 701 plan, nights and weekends. After 701, man, call me all you want, that kind of thing. And then you had the bag phone that you kept in the car. You didn't ever want to answer or use that bag phone unless it was a true emergency, because one call on that bag phone could equal to $50, and I still know people that probably owe a bill on that bag phone, but I'm not going to call his name, my brother, Jerome, but, now, my grandgirls have cell phones, and people don't agree with that in some sense, but whatever. But, sometimes you want to make sure that you're able to, for safety reasons, be able to track them, be able to have them contact you, those types of things. Life is different now than it was 80s, 90s, early 2000s. So, we got to have these people in place, man, and you got to be able to tell these kids no. You got to be able to tell these kids, hey, man, that ain't it. You got to be able to do it. And they've got to have people around them that is willing to do it, that's willing to tell them no. Nah, don't do that. Nah, don't go there. Hey, man, I'm just telling you right now. I did something similar to that when I was coming up and it didn't work. I'm just telling you. Do what you want to do, but I'm just telling you what the end result could be. And they need that, and we got to be that for them going forward, man. Last topic, again, and it kind of goes into this with my people at Michelob Ultra, as we are Yeti. Thank you, Michelob Ultra. Thank you, Yeti. Thank you, Twin P. Thank you, Nut Huggers Apparel. I want to say thank you to you guys for believing, trusting, and riding with me. Blue Bloods, my guy Zach. Yeah, good big season coming up for us, no doubt. And we want to make sure that we kind of continue to give you guys great content, knowledge, information that you can use and lean on and kind of go from there, which leads right into what we're talking about now. And it's a big deal because I saw it this weekend with high school kids, and everybody's talking about their brand, what the branding is, and what they're doing, right? And I just kind of want to know y'all thoughts, man. Drop it in if you're here live, if you're listening to this on the tape delay, whatever, the replay. Drop your thoughts on it, man. It's kind of weird because I'm listening to a couple of high school kids talk about their brand, and it wasn't until a couple of years ago when me and Blue Zach got together that he started talking about brand and branding. And I'm just like, huh? And I thought back to my days over at Mulberry Senior, like, man, what would that brand have looked like? What would that brand have been? For me right now, as, the laughing running joke is this, as it's not lit, but I'll put it down. Cigars and my whiskey. Shout out Jamie Evans. And ball, and it kind of all ties together, so to speak, for me. Just trying to piece it all together and get an understanding. So what's your thoughts, man, on these kids really focusing? And these kids were underclassmen. They weren't going into their senior year. These kids were underclassmen, and they were talking about their brand and what they want to do and how they want to take it and what they want to do with it. And, I didn't intervene. I just kind of listened. And then at the end of it, I just asked them, like, okay, what do your parents or what are the adults in your life think about what you're talking about right now? And their response to me was, oh, they'll be all right with it. But they hadn't talked to them. They hadn't talked to the people, the adults in their life, the people that are paying the bills, the people that are buying their clothes, the people that are providing the roof over their head, the people that are providing the food, the lots of food that they're eating, because these kids, high school based, so to speak, aren't on the same level as the college kids with the NIL, and that's a whole nother show. But some states have kind of come to the realization, and they're allowing high school kids to kind of go out and get their whole deal. Kind of like me, name, image, and likeness, man. Let's go get it. Thank you, Ultra, again. Thank you, Twin P, Nut Huggers. We got some more coming too. Think about that part of it. When does your name, image, and likeness start? Even now, if you are in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, when does the process start? Or do you ever just, if you're not in a certain field, if you're not in a certain lane, do you ever think about or, put pen to paper on what you want your brand to be? Or what you think your brand should look like, or what you want your brand to look like going forward. And JH, I see you. How that is, when does that start and how does that start? Or is it just strictly a sports based mentality when you're talking about your brands or what you want your brand to be. You know, do school teachers have a brand? I'll be interested to know. And if there's any teachers in here, please let me know. As we're close to 200 people on the live between all platforms. If there's any teachers in here, please let me know. Do nurses have brands? Do doctors have brands? Do lawyers have brands? My guy, Fred Kinsey, my boy, Dr. Fred, do y'all have brands? Um, you know, that you want to put forth, that you want to put out there? And if so, man, how do you go about doing it? Or is this just strictly a sports-based terminology, sports-based thinking when we're talking about branding and what do you want your brand to look like? How do you get your brand to where it needs to be? You know, is that strictly sports-based? I don't know. I just, the question came about in that 5.5 hour drive from Houston to where I am. You have a lot of thoughts. That you have a lot of thinking time, and you have a lot of thought processes that you kind of go through, and then especially when you're sitting there and there's an accident and there's rain and then nobody can really drive. It goes from 80 to 40 to barely moving. So yeah, you have a lot of time to think, which was me today. But thank you, Father, for safe travels, not complaining, but complaining. You know how that goes. So again, drop it in there. Let me know, man. Is branding strictly a sports thing, or is it something that everybody thinks about, regardless of what their job is uh, in life? Is it something that everybody thinks about on a daily? Is it something that is brought up when you're in the break room? Is it something that's brought up, when you're out at lunch? Or is it strictly a sports type thing? So again, we got to make sure that we are keeping the kids safe. We got to make sure that we are keeping and I don't know how to put it, so I'll just say it the way I know how to say it. We got to make sure that we're keeping the race thing, the ugly side of the race thing, out of the sports arena, because it has no place for that, man. I can remember going to see a game in Yankee Stadium, and there was all people from all walks of life there. Going to watch a game in the old Sombrero in Tampa, there were people from all walks of life. Going to a high school game, all walks of life. It's the one thing that brings us all together. It used to be music as well, but some say that's become divisive as well. But, the sports element, it brings us all together, and we got to make sure that we hold that fabric together, because if that starts to fall apart, where do we go? What do we have from this point on? So is branding real, or is it just a sports thing? Is it real, or is it just a sports thing? I would really like to know what other people in other professions think about that, or what they have dealing with that. So, again, real quick, man, want to be able to give a round of applause to all of our sponsors, all of our supporters, all of you guys who have liked, shared, commented, watched. As you know, we got that little reminder yesterday, and it was kind of cool. And I looked at it and I was like, okay, slow, steady is the race. And that's what we're doing. But again, round of applause for all you guys, man, as we keep it moving in the Sunday conversation. thank you for being our friend here at Common Man and Blue Bloods uh, podcast, tapping in, joining in, um, doing all that with us. And like I said, we are just barely, barely, barely hitting the surface, man. So it's going to be a wild and crazy season as it comes and it's approaching. You know, last topic, we'll talk about, and again, it kind of goes between the sports world and real life, right? Sports world, real life. Had to take my visor off just so you can kind of see my face, man. Feel me on this as we try to kind of get into it, man. These last couple minutes before we end the show, end the conversation, so to speak. But as I'm driving from Houston, and I'm thinking, and I'm hearing, I listen to talk radio. I don't know what you guys do, but I've found myself the older I get, which is scary. I listen to talk radio. I listen to other podcasts. I listen to other people as, I'm trying to learn, gain knowledge in this media space. Um, Man, not sure what happened. Uh, we uh, I hope we can, get everybody back in for this last topic, as we were rolling pretty good, man, and we had a mishap with the connection. Um, but again, I hope that you guys come in, able to get back in as we talk. We'll give it a few seconds to kind of let people join this back. If there's anything you guys want to talk about coming up, if there's anything, any questions, man, you guys got for anything that we talked about or going forward, let's go ahead. Let's talk about it real quick as we got close to a little over 200 between all the platforms on the live. Again, round of applause to you guys, the sponsors. I couldn't say thank you guys enough. So, as I was saying before we lost connection with the ride, again, I've become more in tune to talk radio, different podcasts, things like that while I'm driving, a distance more so than the radio or the playlist that I have. Just kind of, I don't know, getting lost in the drive, trying to gain knowledge, all that kind of stuff, right? So, again, this is a sports world, uh, sports based conversation podcast platform, however you want to put it. But, I'm listening to someone and they're talking about how they've been involved in this one lane for 30 plus years. And as I'm driving, I start to think, man, like, wow, that's pretty much me as well, right? And you start thinking at that point as I'm driving, or at least I'm starting to think at that point of all the different faces, the different people, the different places I've lived, um, cultures, spots, food, entertainment, all that, right? You start to think about that and you realize that, man, I've been in one industry, so to speak, my entire adult life. I am absolutely blessed and honored to have been in and still in this arena, from player to coach. Looking back, man, had some things happen. It's been an up, it's been a down, it's been an up, it's been a down. And all in all, to be blessed, to be chosen, to be in this lane, man, has been tremendous, been incredible ride, journey, whatever you want to put to it. So as we get to the meat of what I want to know from you guys, in your everyday endeavors, in your everyday life, are you touching people? And what I mean by that, are you touching people's lives? Are you trying to avoid people? Are you trying to, avoid the interactions, whatever? But I bring that up to say, as we get ready to close it, it takes nothing. It takes $0. What's up, AC? It takes $0. It takes zero effort to be kind. It takes $0, zero effort to extend a pleasantry, something as simple as a good morning, good evening, a what's up, AC. You never know, right? You never know. And, last month was Men's Health Month. Dr. Fred came on. We had a good show, man. If you get a chance, go back, check that out. If you get a chance, check it out live. I think when you do those things, you give people a chance to become comfortable with you. You give people a chance to, if they're having issues, to be able to open up to you. And you don't have to do anything but just listen a lot of times, right? It takes nothing to do that. And when we're talking about the sports world, when we're talking about what it is that I do, the conversations that I've heard, the conversations that have been brought to me, some of them would blow your mind. The level of trust that people have in me, in coaches, I think some people would really be blown away by that. And I'm saying all that to say that it takes nothing to not say anything. And I'm only saying that, and I don't want to, pinpoint or be direct, because that's not what I do. That's not what we do on this channel. To be messy or start mess, but you got to understand that sometimes in certain jobs, there's a lot of, and I hate to say pressure, but that's the word that everybody understands. But there's a lot of hidden pressures on certain people in certain jobs, right? As a coach, we are in charge of a lot of people, kids, 24/7. And that, at times can become nerve-wracking, stressful, however you want to put it. because you're always worried about those kids that have been left with you and you've been entrusted by the parents to take care of them. So being a parent, I understand that. I'm always on edge. And, my little girl goes to work. She's not little, she'll tell you that. She goes to work. Sometimes I call her in for night shift or whatever. Hey, let me know when you get there. I know she looks at me like, all right, man, like, what? Let me know when you get there. And I'm on pins and needles until I get that text that she's gotten there, that, hey, I'm here. I made it. I'm on pins and needles until I get that. Same thing when these kids go home that we've been entrusted and they're driving, pins and needles. I need a thumbs up. I need something in text to let me know when you leave. I need something to let me know when you get home. And that's on a daily basis, right? That we are entrusted with these kids. And I think sometimes as casual fans, people forget that, 110 teenagers, man, and you've got to have a general thumb on all of them. That's tough. That's tough. And then you add in the win-loss. Then you add in the fan base. Then you add in the campus life. That's a lot of things in one pot that you got to sort out, right? So, some coaches take it different. For me, I live by, and I got to get a tattoo. So any tattoo artist, man, hit me up. My thing is a misunderstanding is a misunderstanding. I'm not going to address a misunderstanding because it is what it is. It's already a misunderstanding. You have a misunderstanding with me. There's nothing I'm going to be able to tell you about the misunderstanding you have with me that's going to clear that up, because you may say, yeah, but in your mind, you've already had the misunderstanding. And then, some coaches choose to hit their head on, address it, go back and forth. And to me, that's just, to each his own. So I said all that to say this, man, as we get closer to football season, hey, man, demand what you demand, expect what you expect, but refrain from the personal stuff with coaches at any level when it comes to sports, when it comes to games, because there's so much more that goes on, man, than the game. And, again, I won't point to or harp on the situation that happened that brought me to the thought and wanted to address it, so to speak. Put my little 2 cents in that nobody asked for. But, when you're chipping in on a pot, when you're chipping in on food, especially if they don't ask you and you chip in, it's always welcome, right? So I hope this is welcome. I hope me chipping in has been welcome. Again, certain coaches, I'm one, I can handle it. It don't bother me. It is what it is. I know what I do. I know who I am. My resume speaks for itself. I say all the time, my face is clean in any room. I can go in any house and recruit. I've been in different houses recruiting. I've won in different houses recruiting. I've lost in houses recruiting. But at the end of the day, I feel like I can go anywhere, Iowa to Kansas to Nebraska to Florida to Mississippi, and I'm good. Somebody's going to know Coach Fred. Somebody's going to have heard of in those situations when we're talking about this small world of athletics. But some coaches, man, they don't thrive well in that, and they take it to heart. And it's really unfair to those guys, man. So as we get closer to football season, man, again, on any level, high school, no, let's back it back. Any level, little league, high school, college, pro, let's just make sure that we're being mindful that it's about the game and it's not a personal attack. Some people take it just a little too far. And that ain't good. That ain't good because you never know. The situation I'm talking about, people got hurt over a game. And that's never good, man, never good. So, again, we had over 200 people, man, on this Sunday conversation. And we're going to always try to keep it at an hour unless it's something that y'all want to vibe, and we just rolling and we going past an hour because everybody's engaged and rocking with it. We'll do it. But right now we're right at an hour. Again, we want to thank Twin P. We want to thank Michelob Ultra for rocking with us. Nut Huggers Apparel on IG for rocking with us. We got some more coming this week, man, that's going to get with us. Spring Street Cigars, Hattiesburg. My guy, Teddy, for rocking with us as sponsors. Man, again, we are so excited and ecstatic about where we are as we're getting ready to enter football season here. Common Man, Blue Bloods, we still rocking. We still good. People ask, are you still with Blue? Yeah, I'm still with Blue. People still, are you still with the Coach JB show? When the season comes back, we'll be back with the Coach JB show. That's what we do. Are you still with Bailey? I'm with Bailey Price Media. Yeah, we still rocking. And we got some other things coming too. And it's all because you guys have accepted us and what we do, accepted me and what we're doing as we're continuing to try to get better, to give you guys the most informative, attractive, interactive, whatever word you want to put it to, podcast, man, to make sure you're up to speed with all your college football, HBCU football here, FCS football, Blue Bloods, World JB show, World Bailey Price Media. We want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the best version of all that. And again, thank you for rocking with it. If you're listening to the replay, drop your questions, your comments, man. We'll get it addressed. Again, this is Sunday Conversations, and we're going to try to keep it going. And we got a whole lineup that we're kind of building out and hopefully be able to launch here at the end of the month with a lineup, letting you guys kind of know what we got coming on the days that we're going to have it. And we're going to rock from there. Again, man, thank you guys. And we're going to keep rocking. And again, when it gets hectic and it's just going crazy all around you, man, remember, take a deep breath, slow down, keep it all on the table. You with me? All right.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mike Pouncey, former center for the Miami Dolphins. This is my brother Marquise Pouncey, former center for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What's up, everyone?
This is our new cigar line. It's called Twin P. It also matches well with our bourbon whiskey. It's called Twin P as well. So if you like to smoke cigars and like to drink whiskey, I advise you get both.